YouTube, and welcome back to Grim Takes. This week we are starting our week of Dream Theater with a reaction to The Enemy Inside. Now, Dream Theater was recommended by channel mainstay Richard Karikas. Again, man, Richard, as always, greatly appreciate you showing out, greatly appreciate you being a part of the community. If he happens to leave a comment down on this video, guys, please go down below and show Richard some love. He has been showing up really since I launched this channel, and he is just a wholesome man. So yeah, he deserves all the love and appreciation of all of y'all, as well as from me. And without further ado, I'm really excited to announce we've got 5 Dream Theater songs coming up this week. Last week Richard had left a comment, which I will show down below, where he had, actually it's probably like right here, where he had recommended a couple songs. The only issue with that list is I have heard Pull Me Under before. It is one of 2 Dream Theater songs I know. I know Pull Me Under and I know Panic Attack. Each song I absolutely love and adore. They're very Tool-esque, very prog metal, and I love prog metal. I really loved all the Porcupine Tree stuff we did on the channel. I'm excited to do more of them in the future. So very much looking forward to Dream Theater here today. And yeah, without further ado, I'm going to get into it. Actually, I lied. Real quick, I just want to mention, I know Dream Theater is anchored by drummer Mike Portnoy, and I 100% know he is revered as one of the greatest drummers of all time. I have seen his appearances on Drumeo, amongst other things. Very much respect his game, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what he provides specifically, as well as the rest of the band. But without further ado, let's just go. Today we're going to be doing The Enemy Inside, and here it is. Oh, hold on. More U.S. military personnel and returning veterans have died by suicide since the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan began than have died fighting there. Time magazine. I know people are going to disagree with this take. There is never an instance where war is acceptable. There is never an instance where war is acceptable. It is 2026. We have thousands of years of history to reflect upon and to learn from and to grow from. And still, we choose to go to war. Now, I do not take issue with the individuals who choose to go fight in those wars. If you are part of the military, of course, thank you for your service. You deserve absolutely none of the blame for what happens in these wars. And the governing bodies of our countries, because I know I have supporters and followers from more than just America, are the reason that these wars take place. They need to be held to the highest of accountability when it comes to wartime. And look at what happens in America, man. We know without really a shadow of a doubt that a majority of the wars we have fought in the last 30 years are not really about terrorism or anything else, as much as, of course, terrorism exists. A majority of the time these wars are fought over oil, over wealth, and over having control of a certain area of the globe that provides wealth to those who control it. So it's really sad to see. I have a lot of friends that have gone into the military, and obviously, you know, I think about them all the time. I really hope that they don't have to lose their lives for a cause that they're fighting for that probably really isn't even the reason their country actually has them fighting. And, you know, I just wish all the best to all the veterans, whether you're just going to serve now, whether you served a long time ago, whether you're still serving. I wish you all the best. I wish there were more support systems for you. This country continues to fail veterans who come back from war. And it's really sad to see, man. So yeah, awesome to see them shouting that out to start the song. Let's listen to the music.
March 16th, 2007. We got hit with a suicide bomber in Kunar province. That day I lost a lot of good friends.
My duty was a 50 cal gunner. There were moments where it took me to places where I didn't want to go.
Seeing a little girl with life fading away from my eyes and knowing that there's nothing you can do to help her.
We had to witness them pretty much all die.
Nightmares of rage, remorse.
I couldn't tell my nightmares from reality. It kind of festers.
Mike's going ridiculous on the drum kit right now, too. Let me just say that. obviously this is a very powerful music video. They very much had a message they wanted to get across with the song and with the music video. I hope this isn't a hot take, but it is absolutely absurd that we live in a world today where the people who call for war do not have to fight in that war. I think it is disgusting. I think we need to hold our leadership to a much higher standard of accountability. And I think any leader who calls for war must absolutely sit at the forefront of that war. And when that leader is killed in action, if that leader is killed in action, a vote must be held to decide if the war is still worth going for as a group. You know what I'm saying? You should not be able to send other individuals off to their death when you yourself face little to no risk whatsoever as a consequence of your actions. It is a disgusting system we have set up in the modern world, and hopefully our future generations can build a world that is much cleaner, much safer, and much more honest than the one that we live in today, for everyone's sake, especially for the veterans' sakes who have to live entire lives of turmoil because of decisions that were completely out of their hands, that oftentimes led to little or no benefit for the veteran themselves. You know what I mean? So let's keep going. I don't know if this is common knowledge, but the CIA actually designates a set budget every single year for film and other media and whatnot. And they utilize that budget in very, public famous works to try and get some messages out subconsciously, right? Now, I hope you're not ignorant to the point where you're going to completely deny that that's a fact, because it is a fact. It is a known thing. We know that they do it overseas. We look at Korea, for example. Yes, it happens here in the United States too. They're just a lot better at hiding it. Plus, with a situation like Korea, obviously, we spend so much time convincing our people that Koreans are enemies that it's very easy to point at someone else and then point at yourself and say, well, we're not doing it to that extent, so it's not evil whatsoever. And I don't know, man. The way I was raised, the way my father raised me, was very much, you never look at another person, what another person is doing, as a point to compare yourself to. You do not compare yourself to other people. Comparing yourself to other people is naturally evil. When you use somebody else's logic and reasoning to justify your own actions, you are not thinking for yourself. You are probably making bad decisions. You know what I mean? It is imperatively important that you use your own logic, that you set up your own idealism of how life should go and whatnot. And it's really terrible to see how much work the government puts into making sure young children grow up in a world where they continue to view, war acts as heroic acts and whatnot, in a time frame where war has become something far less than heroic, and it's instead just become more about control and finances, man. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that.
had nightmares about reoccurring events, not the actual event, but how I could recreate it and do things differently.
I don't think people took my cry for help seriously.
You lose a piece of your soul out there. Who can come back and try to live their lives like nothing happened?
You know, the older I get, the more I realize. Get ready for another hot take. Men, and especially American men, are some of the cruelest, most despicable human beings I've come across in life. There's this big thing and this big stigma with you need to be tough, you need to be yourself, blah blah blah. Like I know I have friends who still look at therapy with a stigma and are like, "Well, you're weak if you do therapy." And like honestly, when you think it through, man, it is the complete opposite, right? It's actually the inverse. You are fucking pathetic if you would rather go through absolute turmoil than get help. But the reason that we can't look at these men and call them pathetic is because they have grown up in an atmosphere where they have been told their entire life that that is the way to be. You know what I mean? You need to suck it up and be tough and blah, blah, blah. That's just life for a regular, everyday man. Imagine life for a man that has to go through war, right? I can tell you right now, as a man, 95% of the time, my problems don't get taken seriously, right? People just tell you, shut the fuck up, buck up, and figure it out, right? People are too selfish to care about anybody but themselves. That's what American culture breeds. So imagine now, not only having that as your everyday experience, but having to go to war and come back. I can't imagine. I can't imagine what these people go through. I can't imagine the pain of going through an episode of PTSD or whatever else and fully knowing that the people around you are just not taking it seriously. You know what I mean? Like, look at the reaction that that man's wife had in the video here to him looking at this war stuff. It was like a nuisance for her. It was like an irritation, right? Like, why can't you just grow up and move on from this so that we can live our peaceful life? Like, that is not how minds work at all. There is no psychology that supports that whatsoever. But yet it continues to be the way that a lot of men act. And in turn, a lot of women learn to treat men as well in this country. And it's really harrowing, man, and really terrible. Um, I don't know. Maybe there's. I'm an American man, so I don't know. Maybe there's other countries out there where that's really not what everyday life is like for men, especially men who are victims of war. Um, but wow, I it sucks, man. It sucks. Modern day it sucks. Actually, the inverse is pathetic. It's the idea that proving a point is more important than getting the actual help to better yourself. If proving a point is your constant go-to, you know, if you live your life to prove points to people, you're fucking miserable, man. You're never going to find that happiness because you can't find it until you let go of that, until the only thing you look to do in life is prove nothing to anyone but yourself. And that's totally separate from, obviously, what veterans go through coming home. I just wanted to make that point real quick and say, man, if you're a man out there and you need help, whether you're a veteran or whether you're somebody else, you are so much stronger and so much better off for being able to say, I need help. You know what I mean? And ignore what the other men around you say who reject that idea because you know what? Those men are fucking miserable in their own right. And those men can't get the help they need. So they're going to use you as a comparison point. Say, well, if I'm doing this without it, then you shouldn't need it either. Think for yourself, man. Stop comparing yourself to other people. And if you need help, man, just reach out, please. I can tell you, just from launching this channel, man, and being open and honest about my own depressions, people are there, people are going to listen, and you deserve to be heard, man. So speak up, please. Oh man, excuse me. Okay, that was awesome. I love that right there. Excuse me. Sorry guys, I smoke weed sometimes. I just took a little hit and it hurt. Oh wow. That was an awesome way to finish that video off. By solidifying that these men were able, in fact, to get help, reach out, and find a life that worked for them. And it's just awesome, man. That's literally what I was just saying, put into action, man. It doesn't matter what you've been through. If these men can go through the atrocities that they have had to witness and still find a way to come back around and live a complete life and find happiness again, you can do it too, okay? I promise you can do it too, man. Whether you've been through war, actual war, or whether you're having mental wars within yourself for other reasons, reach out. People are going to be there to listen, and the people who aren't there to listen are, quite simply put, just people you don't need to put yourself around, okay? And I know a lot of the times that can be hard, because a lot of the times it can be your own family, man. It doesn't matter, man. Your own peace, your own prosperity should always come first. And if everybody lives with that mindset of their own peace and their own prosperity, I think everybody would treat each other with more kindness, and I think we'd live in a much safer world. So hopefully we can get there someday, man. Anyways, that was a lot. That was my first time hearing Dream Theater's The Enemy Inside, and it was wonderful. Again, big message in that video, so I know I didn't say a lot about the sonics, about the music itself. Portnoy was going crazy across the entire track. The guitars were doing their job. The song sounded phenomenal. They obviously had a goal. They set out to achieve a goal, and they very much achieved it. So good job on Dream Theater. And thank you again to Richard for suggesting him for this week. That's it. That is day one of Dream Theater, guys. So until tomorrow, I don't even know what song we're going to be doing next, but we'll know tomorrow. So until tomorrow, I've been Grim. This has been Grim Takes, and I'm out, guys. Peace. As soon as I can figure out how to stop